you ever thought about laws in law? Yeah, seems pretty obvious, as if no one thinks it is injustice. But have you ever thought about the cause of it all? The mass lies and deceit we are being fed, and the backlash of it. Riots, protests, and war, all influenced by a single lie. Oh, I almost forgot in the midst of my rant. Good morning, teachers and students. Today, I'm here to share the underground operation of the broken word that is our law. Let's start with something more local, shall we? Malaysian corruption. Of the most famous cases, the 2.6 million Malaysian ringgit scam through the infamous bank I shall not name. Eventually, the bank was found guilty for stealing and laundering money. However, it was at this point where we see the underground operation known as bribery take over, or at least the off chance of it happening. The problem with bribery is that we never know if it's actually in effect. No one would just go around and say, hey, I bribed this guy. No one would do that. And because of this, there's no solid evidence of it. And also because of this, it's goddamn annoying. Giving others a benefit to become more powerful is not a new idea, but it has left others to suffer upon the tyranny of others. Remember how painful your heart felt when news broke about the scam? You probably can relate to this, maybe a bit too much, because you suffered from it, directly or indirectly. I suffered from it. I've seen others suffer from it. I've personally witnessed the entire crisis unfold. Even back when I barely understood the concept of money, I knew how painful the situation was. Bribery is never a good cause. And if you think it's one, please evaluate. Our second case, which also involves bribery, can be found within the political of South America. But I'm too lazy, so I'm going to cover Venezuela here. So, what has happened there to be such a highlight of this region? The country's currency has been down to barely imaginable numbers. Official politicians who supported each other has messed with the exchange rate of the country's currency to benefit each other. In reality, the country's currency has become so low, people's entire monthly worth of salary is only worth a single meal. A single meal. Think about that. Feeling guilty? It's reality. It's job begging. It's painful. But it's reality. Usually correlate starvation to places like Africa. Never look again. There are hundreds upon millions of cases that showcases exactly this. Corruption harms human health too. Venezuela is only an example, a warning call, to show how bad corruption can be. Racism, another problem within the world for centuries. There are always people who believe that they are superior to others just because of minor differences, whether it's skin color or religious practices. Under normal circumstances, this way of thinking is fine, as long as you don't publicly voice it out. But a wave of hatred has spread across the world for racism. George Floyd is probably one of the most sensitive and well-known topics of recent times. It had marked a sense of fear within communities suffering enough from racial attacks. Riots within the streets are held, all to fight for one cause, the freedom owed to others. But even when we fight, there is still no hope. There is no changing anything. The problem with racism is that it's an idea. It's not an action. If it's an action, you can just kill the people responsible for it. But as an idea, it will spread around to people who think that they know what they're doing. And because of that, even if humans die off, others intelligent life will pick up the idea of racism. To all racists out there, please silence your opinion. You're harming more than you do. The law was meant to build peace, meant to represent voices of all, meant to serve freedom and justice, but still flawed, easily manipulated, and easily wrong. It's just as flawed as we are, because we're the one running it. As long as we're flawed, the system is flawed. Hence, why the law isn't broken, but we are. Thank you.